Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Kia. Um, as you can see, I'm completely makeup free. Quarantine life, I guess, or self isolation life. No, I do not have COVID-19, but everybody is being urged to stay at home, and everyone is talking about the economic effect and the health effect that it takes. Excuse me, is taken on, but no one is really talking about the mental health that this is having on people. Social media has become, especially Twitter, it has become ground zero for everything COVID-19, and everything is negative, not one thing positive. They have not reported on anybody getting better, even though we know there are people who have gotten better. Social media, Facebook has become a place where now people are sharing false information over there. And if they're not sharing false information, they're posting these weird, bizarre challenges. I mean, Instagram seems to be the only place that is still semi-safe to go if you just want to shut your brain off for a few minutes. And that is hard on people. And I don't feel like anyone is talking about how they're actually feeling or how hard this is. For me personally, it has been hard. I found out last week that 95% of my income is going to be gone after April 2nd. Not because my CEO is mismanaging money or anything like that or whatever. It's strictly due with the fact that my CEO is looking at this from an 18-month standpoint, not just a 2-month standpoint. He wants to make sure that he can give all of his employees at least a little stipend for as long as he can manage it before there's just no money left. And I appreciate that and respect it. It means a lot that he's at least thinking long term. If I can do anything, I can give them a tiny bit of money. I know there are a lot of people in the service industry who aren't lucky to have that. Hell, a lot of people in other industries who are not happy to have that. I have a lot of friends who are in advertising and marketing, and if you're doing restaurants or anything like that, you were immediately dropped. If you were doing anything that's almost not essential, not a service, you lost your job. There's a lot of people right now in the digital space or marketing space, advertising space who are out of a job. And it's a really sad situation, but no one is talking about that. No one just wants to admit, I'm disappointed, I'm sad, I am frustrated, I am worried, I am concerned, I'm this, I'm that, and that's the real conversation that I kind of want to have. I want to use my platform. If anybody wants to drop in the comments and just say, yo, I feel like you feel, I'm sad and depressed too. I never thought I would feel like this. It's really hard. So I can jump in and say, hey, I feel the same way. You are not in the only boat. You are not in the only scared boat. You look at all these celebrities right now. It's another thing I find slightly depressing, saying, self isolate. You got to self isolate in this and that. And, we're together apart. And let's sing Imagine on Instagram. You all are celebrities with mansions and huge homes with gyms and on-site chefs and gardens and this and that, where your self-isolation is a lot easier than a lot of people who are living in small apartments in New York, who are in a space that's small with a kid or a spouse or a partner, just trying to get through day to day. At the end of the day, a lot of these celebrities who are trying to support us with their stupid stuff they're doing online have millions of dollars. We don't have millions of dollars. We're regular people who, when this is over, are trying to have to rebuild everything we took so long to build up. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. There's nothing wrong with saying, I feel sad right now. I feel depressed. And don't get me wrong, I have situational depression right now. Has not been something that I've been dealing with for years and years. It's a situational, it's been going on for about a week. And I could say there's going to be a happy on the other side. We don't know that. Probably is, maybe, I don't know. Doesn't feel like it right now being inside of it. And if anybody is dealing with depression, they know how this feels. I have a huge concern for the mental health community right now, for people who, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous, who were going to meetings as a way to feel connected to other people. And I know some places are doing things online so those people can still get the connection that they need, but it's not the same as sitting next to somebody and hearing their story, or being in the same room with them, leaving after to go get a cup of coffee to talk to them about it, or having a sponsor who can come over and sit with you when you are craving a drink or craving heroin or craving cocaine or something. Having a voice over the phone, it's not the same. And I worry about those people. I also worry about the people who were already, maybe suicidal. Are those deaths going to be counted in the COVID-19 body count? Or are we only counting people who died directly from the disease? Because I feel like Look at Italy. I feel like there's a lot of higher numbers of deaths, but they're just not include that could be suicide. They're just not including because, oh, they didn't die from COVID-19, and so they don't count. But they die because they're in self isolation. And if you are dealing with depression symptoms and you already felt like you're alone and no one's there for you and no one cares about you, imagine having to go into self isolation where the most you can get is a phone call and a video call, but you actually need some human contact. You actually need to have somebody stand in front of you and say, you're valuable, you're worth it. Some people need that. We're humans. We're humans. We're Americans. We're used to the interactions of other people. We're used to touch. I'm lucky enough to have a husband and a kid. Even though my husband, because of his job, them having to cut back, now his job has gone from 8-hour days, maybe 10 hours max, to he's working 14-hour days now, every day, 14-hour days, to make sure that his store stays open and that they can still make sure that they can play the part-time employees a little bit of something. So he's working nonstop. So that leaves me home all day with the stress of trying to keep, the agency I have afloat, looking for other freelance opportunities, trying to make sure I can keep the house going. And, again, we're lucky that my stepson isn't here to see a lot of the stress that both of us are going through. He's with his grandparents, living the life of Riley, in Ocala. But his grandparents are immune compromised. So even picking him up won't be like it normally is, where we get to go to the house and have dinner, have lunch, and then bring him home. I mean, I have to meet to pick him up in a parking lot of the Walgreens, which is just unusual for us. Well, not unusual, but we don't do it all the time. But it won't be the same interaction, and that's hard. My parents are both immune compromised. My father had heart surgery 2 years ago. My mother is a breast cancer survivor. I can't go see them either. They just don't feel comfortable about it right now. I mean, my brother had to go there to do something, and he had to stand like 6 feet apart from my mom. So it's hard for a lot of people. And if you're watching this video and you're feeling that way and you just want to express it, just express it. I will do my best. If I get comments, I will do my best to respond to it. It is okay to feel sad right now. A lot of people feel sad for different reasons. I mean, there's so many things that have changed, and they changed so quickly. Think about it. Last Monday, things were weird, but they weren't bad. In a matter of a week, everything changed for everybody. Life as we know it completely changed. That is normal to feel sad about that or worry about that and worry what's going to happen on the other side. Yes, prayer is great. Prayer is wonderful. Yes, having hope and faith is great. But I feel like if you're not honest about what you're feeling, then having hope and faith, things will get better. It doesn't matter. I take the mindset of, I need to accept how I'm feeling, be real about it, and be honest about it so that I can face it, deal with it. Then I can move the next step of having faith that things are going to get better and start being powerful in myself. I am always a person in my friend group who can give somebody a joke or some laughter or check on people. And I just haven't lately because I don't have it to give. I'm strictly focusing on getting out of bed in the morning. I used to be the person that was jumping up at 6 o'clock the second my husband's alarm went off. I'd be getting up, checking on my son, heading to the gym, coming back, getting off for school, working 10-hour days, cooking dinner, just go, doing everything, taking him to therapy. And now it is an actual struggle to get out of the bed. I have to force myself to get out of the bed and keep going and keep pushing. And I know I'm not the only one who feels like that. There are people who are wondering about how they're going to put food on the table. Like, I'm getting one more paycheck. Thank you, God. That is awesome. But some people aren't. And I worry about those people. I'm worried about the people who are dealing with depression. I'm worrying about so much stuff doesn't seem like it's being talked about. It's just being talked about of stay home, self-isolate, flatten the curve. Oh, the economy is going to be so bad. Let's sacrifice old people. But no one's just saying, if you just need to talk to somebody because your self-isolation is really hard for you, you can talk to me. If you need something, if I can just get on a video call with you, like a lot of people doing video calls and video meetings, they're doing it, oh, let's keep things as is. We'll do a video brunch. We'll do a cocktail hour. Some people aren't looking for that. Some people are just looking for someone to reach out and to say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about you. I want you to be okay. If you need anything, pick up your phone, video call me. I will answer no matter what happens. I want to be that person for the people in my life. I don't have a lot to give, like I said, but I can at least say I know exactly how you feel. You are not alone. Trust me, girl. It is not a happy camp. I'm not a happy camper right now. I am figuring it out just like you are. I get it. I hear you. I'm listening to you. I validate what you're feeling. So I just want to be honest about it. I want to have an honest conversation about what's going on with people and how they're feeling and how where their mindset is, and just help anybody who isn't sure about how they feel. So drop down in my comments if you feel comfortable. If you don't, totally understand. If you just want to like the video as a way to say I understand, or you want to use this video just to know that you're not alone. That's what this video is. It's not even about trying to get views or clicks at this point. I just want to put it out there that I get it. If you are sad, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling anxious, I get how you feel. You are not alone. So that's my message. I will hopefully be able to make more videos. Who knows? But I'm here. I'm here.